This guy gets stronger by devouring girls. But before that, our main character, Haran, is diagnosed with a rare condition called anomaly syndrome, a disease caused by monsters. Those who suffer from it cannot resist the energy emitted by interdimensional beings, and over time that energy slowly consumes their bodies until they die. However, after his parents are caught in the middle of a battle between awakened humans and monsters, Haran refuses to give up because he still has a younger sister to take care of. A few days after his diagnosis, he joins an extermination squad operating on the outskirts of City J. The leader of the extermination team, Jean, explains the mission details. Reports indicate that several days earlier, dozens of level 1 monsters were seen attacking people in the area. Their assignment is straightforward: to enter the monster's lair and eliminate them completely. June tells the group that level 1 monsters are extremely easy targets for them. As a steel upper class awakened, Zune is confident that as long as they follow the plan, the mission will proceed without issues. He asks if anyone has questions, but after receiving none, he instructs the team to move out. Since Hao is the only non-awakened member, Zune asks if he understands his role as the porter. Hao stands there carrying a large bag that resembles a water tank strapped to his back. Hao reassures Zune that he fully understands what he is supposed to do. Har understands that for someone like him, the only way to be part of an extermination squad is by serving as a porter. Porters do not engage in combat. Instead, they follow the team, carry supplies, and ensure that equipment and provisions remain secure. They are also responsible for cleaning up after battles and gathering any valuable materials from monsters. Hao confirms to Zijun that he is already familiar with the job, as this is not his first time performing it. The team soon locates the monster's lair and begins their operation. Since they are only level 1 monsters, the exterminators eliminate them with ease. Some crush the monsters' heads with their fists, overpowering them without difficulty. Others use swords to cut them down, while those with magical abilities unleash powerful spells to defeat the monsters. Haran feels relieved that everything is progressing smoothly and believes the mission will be completed quickly. He also acknowledges that the difference in strength between awakened individuals and ordinary humans is extremely large. Suddenly, he hears a loud sound nearby and quickly realizes that level 1 monsters should not be capable of producing such a noise. Fear sets in as sweat begins to run down his face, and he senses that something is seriously wrong. Without warning, something massive rustles the grass beside them, and to their shock, a giant serpent emerges from the forest. It is identified as a level 5 Titan python. The moment the team sees it, they freeze in terror. One of the members admits she has seen the creature before on television. They are stunned to encounter such a dangerous monster in an area that was supposed to only contain level 1 threats. As they stand motionless in fear, Zishan is the first to react. He shouts at them to snap out of it and immediately tells them to run, warning that staying behind will only lead to death. His command helps the team recover from their fear, and they quickly begin to flee. While running through the forest, they realize they cannot outrun the python. One of them suggests that they need something to distract it. Zhu Shen suddenly realizes they have someone who can be used as bait. He targets Haran. Before Haran can react, Zhu Shen attacks and slashes him across the chest, causing blood to spill out. Haran, in shock and pain, asks Zune why he would attack him. Zune coldly replies that Haran is the only one among them who cannot fight and is therefore useless. He grabs Haran by the neck and declares that he will serve as the perfect bait. Zune also reveals that he has reviewed Haran's file and knows about his anomaly syndrome, meaning he is already close to death. Lifting Haran into the air as blood drips down, Zhu Jin tells him that since he is as good as dead, he should at least serve a purpose. He then throws Haran toward the python while insulting him. Haran crashes to the ground near the monster and weakly coughs out blood, barely able to move. The python notices Haran and opens its mouth, preparing to swallow him. Haran begins to wonder if this is how his life will end. He recalls his mother's final words, where she made him promise to take care of his sister and urged both children to stay alive. Just as the python is about to devour him, a magic circle suddenly appears beneath Haran. A red light envelops him, and this becomes the last thing he sees before closing his eyes. When he opens his eyes again, he finds himself standing on what appears to be a platform, confused as he was supposed to be dead. Checking his body, he realizes that his injuries are gone and that he is now wearing a red and black outfit. He wonders if this transformation is related to the red light he saw earlier. Suddenly, he hears a woman's voice nearby. Turning around, he sees a succubus, and in front of him, several others are gathered celebrating. The one beside him is Nico, who explains that she summoned Haran using an ancient junk scroll they discovered. The succubi are excited, thrilled to have finally found a suitable man after a long search. They express their excitement at being in the presence of someone emitting a strong magical aura. They eagerly anticipate interacting with Han. Meanwhile, Haran remains confused, trying to understand the situation and why so many succubi are present. He also notices a status panel in front of him which the girls cannot see. According to the panel, Haran is identified as a level 1 blood demon. Under his god race classification, it shows that he has become a vampire. While still trying to understand the panel, Nico explains that she summoned him using an ancient summoning array. When it activated, the sky changed color and a huge surge of magical energy spread from the circle, surprising everyone present. Nico, who is a level 3 succubus monster, believes Haran is extremely powerful because of the disturbance caused during the summoning. She then declares that she is pledging her loyalty to him. Immediately after this, Haran receives a notification indicating that he has gained his first follower. Haran is surprised, but he realizes the notification appeared right after Nico pledged allegiance. He checks her status through the panel and is able to view her details. Nico is 18 years old and belongs to the succubus race as a level 3 monster. Her traits show that she values strength and is naturally drawn to powerful individuals. The panel also displays her affection level toward Haran, which is currently at 88%. The system explains that when a follower's affection reaches 100%, Haran can include them in his harem and receive a special reward. At this moment, Haran realizes that he has obtained a power far beyond that of ordinary awakened individuals, the blood demon god system. He understands that this power could give him the opportunity to achieve the revenge he desires. While still processing everything, Nico approaches him and presses her body against his chest, asking why he looks so excited. She also asks if he feels stiff after being asleep for a long time and suggests he stretch a bit. Haran is unsure how to respond, but he agrees with Nico and says that he needs to move around. As soon as he says this, Nico tells him that he can touch her anywhere he wants and assures him she is ready to help him relax. She begins to remove part of her outfit, telling Haran that although it is her first time, she will do her best to please him, even with her body. The other succubi hear this and begin scolding Nico, calling her shameless for trying to take all of Haran's attention for herself. One of them argues that she is better suited, claiming her body is softer and more comfortable than Nico's. Haran becomes overwhelmed and struggles to process the situation in front of him. He tells Nico not to misunderstand his intentions, explaining that he is not trying to take advantage of her. He begins to question whether the succubi are this eager. What a lucky bastard. As soon as he says this, Nico's affection level drops from 88% to 85%. Nico becomes disappointed and asks if she has done something wrong or if her body is not good enough to satisfy him. Haran quickly realizes that his words were a mistake, as affection appears to be a key element of the system. He understands that if he wants to fully utilize the system's power, he must increase the affection levels of the succubi. With this in mind, Haran decides to act differently. He tells Nico that she misunderstood him. He compliments her appearance and then tells all the succubi that they are beautiful and unique. Hearing this, Nico becomes excited and visibly happy. The system updates, showing that her affection has increased to 90%. She blushes and expresses how flustered she feels after hearing his compliments. Haran explains that he is still adjusting since he was just summoned. He then mentions that he needs energy. Upon hearing this, Nico tells him that as a demon god, he requires blood. She offers her neck, allowing him to drink her blood freely and considers it an honor. Haran suddenly feels a burning sensation within his body that he cannot control. He suspects it is his vampire instincts taking over. Unable to resist, he bites into Nico's neck. She reacts with a mix of pain and excitement, her face turning bright red. The system notifies him that Nico's affection has increased to 92%. Tears of joy appear in her eyes as she feels a strong connection forming with Haran. Haran receives a notification that he has unlocked a new skill called Blood Fusion. His strength stat increases by 1 point. After finishing, Haran looks at the panel in amazement, surprised by the new ability he has acquired. Haran decides to check the details of the Blood Fusion skill to understand how it works. The description explains that blood fusion allows him to absorb fresh blood from the opposite gender, granting him a random attribute point. However, each target can only activate this effect once. Even though the stat increase is random, he understands that by feeding on multiple targets, he can grow stronger at a much faster rate. Without a doubt, Haran recognizes that this ability is extremely powerful. He calls Nico and tells her that he needs more blood. Nico happily agrees and tells him he can take as much of her blood as he wants. However, Haran clarifies that he doesn't want only her blood. He explains that he needs blood from more women and wouldn't mind having many of them to feed from. When the other succubi hear this, they become excited and express their eagerness for Haran to drink from them as well. Seeing that no one objects, Haran proceeds and begins feeding on them one after another. With each girl, he gains different attribute points. One gives him stamina, another increases his intelligence, while others boost agility and spirit. Notifications keep appearing as he continues feeding, steadily increasing his overall strength. The succubi react intensely, trembling with excitement as they describe the sensation as both painful and pleasurable. Some even claim that their souls feel connected to Haran, as if they are reaching a higher state. After finishing, Haran feels satisfied, realizing that every single one of them activated the blood fusion effect. As a result, he has gained a large number of attribute points. However, he still finds their reactions a bit excessive. In addition to the stat increases, he also notices that all of their affection levels have gone up. Haran is surprised to learn just how sensitive the succubi are, something he never expected. After everything is done, they return to the succubus village. Later that night, Nico heads to Haran's room and announces herself as she enters. It turns out she came to be alone with him since the other girls are not around. She walks toward his bed and slowly climbs onto it. She explains that ever since Haran left his mark on her, she has been craving that intense feeling again. Because of this, she wants to deepen their connection even further and expects him to show his more daring side since they are alone. Nico expresses her desire for Haran to fully turn her into a proper demon and eagerly reaches toward him. However, something feels off. What she touches doesn't feel right at all. Curious, she pulls off the sheet and discovers that it is just a piece of wood. Nico is shocked, realizing that Haran has prioritized something else over her. Meanwhile, Han is elsewhere, focusing on training and increasing his level. Despite still being a level 1 vampire, he now has high stats thanks to the blood he absorbed earlier. His main goal is to gain real combat experience so he can level up properly. After that, he plans to hunt down Zen and take revenge on the person who betrayed him. Haran arrives at a graveyard, where he can sense a strong yin energy spreading throughout the area. From his previous experience with extermination squads, he already knows that places like this are usually filled with monsters. He believes that by releasing some of his magic, he can draw them out. So, he prepares himself and unleashes a powerful aura. His energy resonates with the undead, causing them to rise from their graves. The creatures demand to know who dared to disturb their rest. They appear as Tier 1 faceless ghosts, ready to attack him. All of them turn out to be undead women, and they immediately charge toward Haran. Haran remains calm and unshaken. The first ghost that approaches him gets its head knocked off instantly. He confidently declares that they are nothing more than Tier 1 monsters and are incapable of killing him. The remaining ghosts rush him together, but Haran can sense their weak aura and knows they are far below his level. He continues to dominate the battle, effortlessly defeating them one after another. As he fights, he gains a large amount of experience points. Before long, he reaches level 5 and also gains several attribute increases. Realizing they cannot win, the remaining ghosts attempt to escape to avoid being destroyed like the others. However, Haran refuses to let them go and chases after them aggressively. While pursuing them, he unlocks a new ability called Crimson Flash. This skill allows him to perform 2 short-distance dashes within 5 seconds. Using this new ability, Haran quickly eliminates the remaining enemies. After defeating all the undead, he finally experiences what it feels like to fight as an awakened being. Haran feels satisfied with his progress and smiles, realizing how far he has come.